Working 18-hour days, I slipped and I fell. Winter's up and hit me, I had to change well. There's no way to sustain it, you'll crash and burn. Will not be able to work and no way to earn. Change well, and then you can leave. Change well, and your kids you can feed. Turn your life around for the final bell. It's now or never, you have to change well. It's now or never, you must change well. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Change Well podcast. Now today we're going to talk about one of my favorite movies, and the favorite movie is Caddy Shack. One of my favorite lines on Caddy Shack is when Chevy Chase, I forget his name in the movie, tells Danny his philosophy on life and golf. He says, stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball, Danny, be the ball. Chevy then goes on to hit a perfect golf shot blindfolded. But when Danny tries, after being prodded, he sends the ball into a pond. Now, what does all this mean for today's podcast? Why am I talking about a comedy movie on today's Change Well? Well, like Chevy, I wanted to pass on some hard-learned lessons using a fitting metaphor. Hopefully, my metaphor will lead to a successful wellness journey without the need to fish your ball out of a pond. So to all the Danny and Danielles out there, if you want to change well, be the bamboo. Now, why did I pick bamboo of all things for my words of wisdom? Bamboo has many of the characteristics and traits you should strive for when trying to change well and improve your health and wellness. Here are a few things and few reasons you should be like bamboo when facing life's challenges. First, bend, don't break. Bamboo, when facing a stiff wind, bends but never breaks. Likewise, when you face a challenge or stressor, you should adapt to the challenge, bending but not falling back to negative behaviors such as stress eating. Practice the resilience of bamboo and be flexible. If things do not go immediately your way, adapt and go with the flow. The storm will soon pass, and you will be stronger for facing the challenge. Second, build a strong root system. Now, what do I mean by that? Bamboo seems to be a slow-growing plant. For the first 5 years, you don't even know it's growing. But underneath it, during this time, bamboo has grown like crazy with an extensive root system. Likewise, a person trying to grow healthy and mentally resilient must nurture a system of habits that will nourish him or her to a new, better person. The first tendrils of wellness may not seem much in retrospective. In my case, my first tentative steps to wellness seem small. I started with walking around the block and changing out my late afternoon cup full of M&Ms for an apple. To nourish my soul, I started off with only 5 minutes of meditating, or prayer in my case, and listening to a poem a day. But over time, this network of habits built upon each other and spread. I tracked the increasing support system of positive, nourishing habits with a phone application. You should look it up. It's called Streaks. I'll put a link in the podcast notes, which shows the growth and consistency of building this network of habits, my root system. I went from minutes meditating to 30 minutes of prayer and 2,000 steps to 10,000 a day. Like bamboo, the changes from the network of habits were not very noticeable at first, but so over time formed a strong root system that nourishes me then and now and led to an explosive growth in wellness and good change. So number 3, once you get your foundation, drive for explosive growth and keep growing forward. The 5 years that the bamboo spent building roots underground pays off in rapid growth. Once the root system is set, bamboo explodes upward, growing up to 35 inches in a single day and 30 meters high overall. Once you build a network of reinforcing wellness habits, you should seize on it like bamboo does and grow to even higher goals. It is important that once you have your wellness habits set, don't trace backwards. Keep pressing forward by redefining your goals and changing your why. Here's an example from my personal wellness journey. Once I hit my weight target, I pushed on to a new goal. I wanted to walk 50 miles in a single day to help support veterans. After that, I changed to something different. I became a certified cycling instructor and participated 5 hours straight in spin classes to raise money for St. Jude's Hospital. Having spent all that time and effort building the foundation, don't let it go to waste. Be like the bamboo and explode upward and onward, building on each goal, using your root system for nourishment. Adapt to the environment is number 4. Another amazing quality of bamboo is it grows in about any place, anywhere. It is resistant to disease and pests and needs very little water. In fact, during hot, dry periods, bamboo leaves curl up to conserve water. In a drought, some of the leaves even fall off to self-mulch. By the way, bamboo doesn't have that many leaves, but that's what it does. When you embark on your wellness journey, the adaptability of bamboo provides a powerful example. If the weather turns cold, like in my example when I was out in Des Moines, Iowa, look for an indoor venue to keep your walking habit up. In my case, I just walked around the Des Moines Skywalk. If you're going to be out of town on a work trip, look to the concierge lounge to load up on the vegetable plate instead of going out on a heavy dinner on an expense account. You can thrive like bamboo in any environment with a little planning and forethought. Lastly, strength through simplicity. Bamboo's strength comes from its simplicity. Believe it or not, bamboo has more compressive strength than concrete and has a comparable strength to weight ratio as steel. The strength is due to its simple design, hollow fibrous tube with few leaves or branches. Likewise, when you are structuring a strong wellness practice, you should stay away from the clutter of fad diets and the latest trends and exercises. Instead, focus on the simple and effective practices of walking, sufficient sleep, a well-balanced diet, and quiet time away from stress. Focus on the simple and declutter your life from stressors, and this will strengthen you against the challenges of life. So there you have it. For all you Danny and Daniels out there, do not be the ball, as Chevy says. Be the bamboo and continue to change well. And until next time, this is Don Greer from the Change Well podcast.